Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chalk Talk. I am Ben Axelrod. Nick Camino is on vacation for the week, so I'm going to handle the picks solo this week. And before we get to this week's picks, we got one college game and a full slate of NFL. We're going to take a look back at last week. I did not do so hot. I went 1-4-1 overall. I went 0-3 in college, 1-1-1 in the NFL. That brings me to 18, 22-2 in college, 23, 18-1 in NFL, and 41, 40, and 3 overall on the season. I lost the Big Ten title game, I lost the SEC title game, and I lost the Big 12 title game. I won the Titans over the Raiders. I lost the Seahawks over the Rams, and I pushed on the Bucs. Who did the Bucs play last week? The Bucs over the Colts. I pushed on that. That was a push. And then Nick, he went 2-1 in college. He lost that Utah-Oregon Pac-12 title game. He won the Big Ten title game with Wisconsin covering versus Ohio State and Baylor covering versus Oklahoma. But he went 1-2 in NFL. He covered with the Bengals over the Browns and lost the Bills versus the Ravens and the Patriots versus the Chiefs. His season total in college is at 21, 18, and 3. His NFL total is 22, 19, and 1. And that brings him to 43, 37, and 4. So let's get to the picks, though. One college game this week, the Army-Navy game. Some say it's the best rivalry in all of college football. And Nick and I are both on the same side of this. We both like Army plus 10.5 versus Navy. Navy 23rd in the country coming into this game as a 10.5-point favorite. But Army's won the last couple of games in this rivalry. And I think the big thing about this game, and I can't speak for Nick, but my logic is it's a rivalry game. It's a 10.5-point spread, and these are two teams who both like to run the ball. So anytime you have two teams who both run the ball and who are not just teams who like to run the ball, they are run-heavy offenses, as is usually the case with the service academies. But I just think that runs a lot of time off the clock. I don't think you're going to get a big blowout either way. You look at both of these teams' track records. Army and their losses hasn't gotten blown out. Navy has been kind of up and down in terms of their ability to blow other teams out. I just think this is going to be a close game. I wouldn't be surprised. I tend to think that Navy will win this game, but I just think 10.5 points in a rivalry game like this rivalry, especially the Army has really, dominated over the course of the last couple of years. I just think that's too many points to lay. So I'm taking Army plus 10.5. Nick is taking Army 10.5 as well. And that's going to do it for college this week. It's the only college game on the slate. We'll get to the bowl games the week after, starting on December 21st. But as far as our picks for college, that's going to do it for this week. So let's move on to the NFL. Nick's 3 picks, he mailed them in. He emailed them to me, but whether he mailed them in, that remains to be determined. But he's starting on Thursday Night Football. He likes the Jets plus 15 against the Ravens. I don't like that. I would not go against Lamar Jackson in primetime at home, especially against this Jets team. But Nick is taking the Jets plus 15. It's a massive line, and I'm sure that's Nick's logic on that one. He is taking the Rams -1 over the Cowboys, at the Cowboys. I actually like that pick. The Cowboys, we've seen there's nothing to like about this Cowboys team, whether they're facing, I should say, especially when they're facing good teams. We've seen it the last couple of weeks now with what they've been doing. And the Rams -1, it's essentially a pick 'em. Being in Jerry World doesn't really worry me that much. I mean, we saw the Bills beat them in Jerry World in Arlington on Thanksgiving. So I'm with Nick on that one, although that's not one of my picks. And then Nick's 3rd pick, he likes the Bills plus 1.5 at the Steelers. A big game with lots of implications for the AFC wildcard race, lots of implications for the Browns. Actually, if the Steelers win this game and the Browns lose to the Cardinals, the Browns are eliminated from postseason contention. But I don't like Devlin Hodges, the Steelers quarterback. I know they're on a 3-game winning streak, but the Bills win this game. They're in the playoffs. I think the Bills probably will win this game, so I'm with Nick on that one. So Nick's 3 NFL picks. He likes the Jets plus 15 at the Ravens. He likes the Rams -1 at the Cowboys, and he likes the Bills plus 1.5 at the Steelers. He's going with 3 road teams. That would worry me, although 2 of them are underdogs. Shifting gears, though, to my 3 NFL picks. We are going to start on the Sunday slate. I like the Packers -4.5 at the Bears. If you remember, this was actually the game that kicked off the NFL season in week 1 on that Thursday night slate. And since then, I liked the Packers more than I liked them at the time, and I liked the Bears less than I liked them at the time. So I'm laying less than a touchdown, laying 4.5 points with the Green Bay Packers over the Chicago Bears. The other game I like, this one I really like, I like the New England Patriots -10 at the Cincinnati Bengals. I know the Patriots have looked shaky, really not only over the course of the last 2 weeks, which they've lost, but I think really since the middle of the season, this Patriots offense has looked shaky. Not a lot of offensive weapons, but if there's one thing that will rile up a New England Patriots offense and the New England Patriots in general, it's a cheating scandal. And anytime the Patriots find themselves in the midst of one of these cheating scandals, which is what they're at the center of, with their film crew allegedly getting caught filming the Bengals sidelines when the Bengals were facing the Browns last week. I just think the Patriots go on a revenge tour, and I think they'll blow out the Bengals. I think they'll make a statement. I think the Bengals are, if not the worst team in the NFL, one of the worst teams, regardless of who's playing at quarterback. And I think this Patriots team, even though they lack the offensive talent, I still think they have the ability and the mindset to just blow the doors off Cincinnati, and I think that's what they'll do on Sunday. And then my last pick, I actually like this pick a lot. I don't like the team I'm picking, but I like this pick. I like the Jaguars plus 6.5 over the Oakland Raiders. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jaguars won this game outright. I know the Raiders are 6-7, but you look at their point differential, they've been fraudulent for the better part of the season. And I know the Jaguars just got the doors blown off them by the Los Angeles Chargers, but I think they still have the talent with Leonard Fournette, with DJ Chark, with Gardner Minshew in there at quarterback. I think they can cover a 6.5 point spread against the Raiders. I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game outright. The Jaguars, to me, are just one of those up and down teams, and even after last week when they were down against the Chargers, I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back up against the Raiders. So this is more a pick against the Raiders. There is not a single team I would feel comfortable laying 6.5 points with this Raiders team against. And the Jaguars, quite frankly, this is a team I actually feel comfortable taking the points against the Raiders with. So my 3 picks, I like the Packers -4.5 versus the Bears. I like the Patriots -10 at the Bengals, and I like the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 6.5 at the Oakland Raiders. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Chalk Talk. If you enjoyed the show, subscribe on iTunes, leave a rating, leave a review, tell a friend. We'll be back with you next week, breaking down all the latest in the sports gambling world.